So today we're going to look at Venn diagram questions. There are a variety of different ways they can ask this sort of question. So let's have a look at question 1. It tells you that there are a total of 12 pupils in the class. Therefore, you know in this rectangle the whole set must equal to 12. And that's a good check to do at the end of the question to ensure you've got it correct. So it then gives you this information. 9 have a brother, 7 have a sister, and 2 have neither. So at the moment we can fill in that 2 on the outside of our circles because that means that they don't have a brother or a sister. Then this next bit we have to use a bit of trial and error. So we know that our brother circle has to equal to 9 and our sister circle has to equal to 7. So if I start and if I put 5 in the middle, just taking a guess, that means I would have 4 left in my brother, so it has a total of 9, and 2 in my sister only, so that gives you a total of 7. If we add these up, does it equal to 10? We need it to add to 10 because we know our total is 12 and there's 2 on the outside already. That doesn't equal to 10, so that cannot work. So now let's try with the number 6 in the middle. So we're saying that 6 of these have both a brother and sister. We know the brother circle has to total to 9, so therefore there must be 3 which only have a brother. And we know the sister circle has to total to 7. So if there's 6 who have both, then only 1 must have a sister only. Now let's add that up. 3 plus 6 plus 1 is 10, plus the 2 on the outside gives you that total of 12. So yes, this is our correct solution. Question 2. So again, it's told us that we have 100 people in total. So we know that this must add up to 100. And again, is a very good check to guarantee all the marks in your exam. It tells you that 36 use the fitness suite and the swimming pool, that middle section, and that's already been filled in for you. It then tells you 57 in total use the fitness suite. So I know that in this fitness circle here, it's got to equal to 57. Well, there's 36 already in the middle, therefore it must be 21 just in the fitness circle. Then again, similarly, we've got 49 who use swimming. Well, 36 of them use both, so therefore there must be 13 which only use the swimming pool. So now we just need to total up our 3 numbers, and that is equal to 70. But it's told us in the question there's 100. So therefore we must have 30 people who don't use either of the fitness suite or the swimming pool, so that we've got a total of 100. Our third question is a different style of question. It's told you that in the set you have these numbers here. Therefore, all the numbers from 1 to 12 have to appear somewhere in this rectangle for you to get full marks. It tells you that S is the square numbers, E is the even numbers. So what I would do and recommend is write down all your square numbers next to S. So our square numbers, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, but that's too big. Even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now you can clearly see 4 must be in both square and even. 1 and 9 are just square numbers, but they are odd. And then we've got 2, 6, 8, 10, and 12 in our even. Like I said before, you need to make sure all the numbers from 1 to 12 appear in this rectangle. So now we need to write down the numbers which haven't appeared yet, which is 3, 5, 7, and 11. So having a look at question 4, we've been asked to place the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the Venn diagram. So here we've got odd numbers and prime. So we need to look at those numbers and decide which are both odd and prime. we know that both 3 and 5 are odd and prime. 1 is an odd number but isn't prime. And 2 is a prime even number. That leaves us with 4 on the outside because it is neither prime or odd. Next question. So we know there's 80 students in total. So we know that all the numbers in here must add up to 80. It then tells you that 71 of the students study at least one of the 2 languages. So therefore, we know 9 must go on the outside because they don't study one of the 2. And now we know that these 2 circles must add up to 71. So if we do 14 plus 25, then take that away from 71, we would get 32. Part B, how many students study only French? So we are just looking at the right hand side part of our circle, which in this case would be 25. How many study Spanish? So it doesn't say only here. So actually we need to count up all the people in the entire circle for Spanish, which in this case would be 46. Our final question. Again, it tells you there's 60 students studying one of these sciences. So we've got a total of 60 that we've got to make sure it adds up to. We know that 7 students study all 3. So therefore that must go right in the centre of our triple Venn diagram. It then tells you that 12 students study biology and chemistry. So you know this section here, which is both biology and chemistry, must equal to 12. We've already got 7 in the middle, therefore there must be 5 which study biology and chemistry only. Our third piece of information tell you that 15 students study biology and physics. So here, looking at biology and physics, we have got a total of 15. So therefore 8 must go on the inside. Next it tells us that 20 students study chemistry and physics. So therefore this circle must add up to 20. That means we must have 13 who study chemistry and physics only. Our next bit of information tells us that there's a total of 35 students who study biology. So this whole circle here must add up to 35. So if we add 5 plus 7 plus 8 and take it away from 35, we would get 15. So then it tells us that 32 students study physics. So again, that tells us that this physics circle must add up to 32. So if we do 8 plus 7 plus 13, subtract that from 32, we would get the answer 4. Now we do our final check. We make sure that these all add up to 60. They only add up to 52. So therefore we now know that 8 must study chemistry by itself. Now it adds up to 60, so we've done our final check and we have fully completed our Venn diagram.